Hi guys, it is me. In this video, I will teach you how to turn this ellipse general form into a standard form. How about we start right now? For example, x squared plus 4y squared plus 2x plus 8y plus 1 is equals to 0. To turn this into a standard form, we first need to separate these following variables, x to x and y to y. Let's put x squared. Is there another is there another number with the x variable? It is 2x. Then write 2x. Then is there another? None. So we're gonna add 4y. But we're gonna separate it because after that we're gonna find its perfect square of trinomial. So write 4y squared plus 8y, then the remaining number without the variable is we're gonna reciprocate it in the other side. So this is gonna turn into negative 1. Next is we're gonna find the other variable, or should we call it the last term. To find it, let's divide this following, those without the degree. We're gonna divide them into two. So first, let's divide it into two. 2 divided by 1. That's right, it's 1. Now, we have the other side with the square root of trinomial, with the perfect square of trinomial. Then, next is to find the perfect square of trinomial of the other side. But because there is a constant term on this variable, we're gonna factor this out first. To factor this out, let's divide them into 4. So this number 4 will be outside the variable. So let's turn this into 4 parenthesis, because it's separated na. 4 divided by y squared, 4y squared is y squared, plus 4 divided by 8 is equals to 2. Then we're gonna find the perfect square of trinomial here na. Let's write it down first. Now that we're finished in finding the perfect square of trinomial in the other side, let's find it on the other side, or in the right side, within the y variable. To find it, again, divide the other variable, the variable without the degree, into 2 and multiply to itself. So 2y divided by 2 is 1, times to itself is 1. Now we have both the perfect square of trinomial on each variable. Now that we both found the other term, let's add them on the other side of the equal sign too, because that's the rule on the ellipse. So here only plus 1, then we'll put plus 1. On the other side, it's 4 because we factored it out, and then plus 1. So we're gonna write down 4 because it's a factor, then plus 1. Next, that we found the perfect square of trinomial, we're gonna find the square of a binomial. To find it, let's divide let's think of a number that when you divide, when you multiply to 2, the answer is this. And when you multiply to itself, the answer is this. Do you think of a number? That's right. It's number 1. So now that this is positive, they're both positive. The answer is x plus 1 squared. Then on the other side, put 4 and then y plus 1. Solve this. Negative 1 plus 1 is equals to 0, plus 4 times 1 equals to 4. Now that we have the square of binomial, let's divide this both into 4 because we have this variable. It should be 1 po. So let's divide this. Divided by 4. x1 squared divided by 4. Because there are no other terms in here, it will still remain the same. So let's write it down. Next, 4 parenthesis y plus 1 squared divided by 4 is y1 squared 1. Because there is a term in here, let's cancel it out and divide each other. So the answer is 1, and the variable here is gone. And here, 4 divided by 4 is 1. Now, you have the standard form of the ellipse. Also in this video, we're gonna know how to graph an ellipse. First, we're gonna find the a squared, b squared, and c squared to find the covertices, vertices, and the foci of ellipse. To find the a squared, b squared, and c squared, let's look on these denominators. A squared, we're gonna find it in 4. Our a squared is number 4. Next is to find the b squared. Our b squared is here. So we're gonna put number 1. And let's first find the a and the b of the following. To find the a and b of the following, let's find the square root of these numbers. 4 square is equals to 2. B square and b square is equals to 1. Square root of 1, that's right, it's 1. Now, we're gonna find the c squared. To find the c squared of this following is the square the quotient, I mean the difference of 4 minus 1, or a squared and b squared. To do that, 4 minus 1 is equals to 3. Now, this is our c squared, 3. To find the c is to square this number 3. But we're gonna put square root of 3 to be simple and not confusing. But when we were graphing now, we're gonna put the exact answer. Now let's write the center. Center is -1 and -1. Let's graph it here. We're gonna start from the center and mark it as -1. Next is to find the vertices, co-vertices, and the foci. Let's first identify the orientation. Which denominator has the larger number? Is it in the x variable or is it in the y? That's right, it's in the x variable. So, our orientation is horizontal. But if the other denominator is larger, it's gonna be vertical. That's how you find out the orientation. So orientation is horizontal. It should be like horizontal paiga in Tagalog. Our vertices is letter A. What is A? Number 2. So 2 from the left and 2 from the right. Start from here. 1, 2. Mark it here. On the right side, 1, 2. Next, to find the co-vertices. Our co-vertices is here. Number 1. Now, starting from here, up. That's how you put the co-vertices. So, 1, starting here, 1. Mark it here. Next here. And lastly, the foci. To find the foci, that's when you put the final answer of the square root of 3. The square root of 3 is 1 point, no, let's put it here. The square root of 3 is 1.73, etc., etc. Now that we have the exact answer of square root of 3, let us mark it on the graph or the Cartesian plane. It says 1.73, so 1.73 from the left and 1.73 from the right. Starting from here and here. So maybe here. Next into here. Now we have the following. Now we're gonna find the coordinates of vertices, co-vertices, and foci. As I said, vertex is here on the left and right. Co-vertices is here, up and down, and foci is the letter C, here and here. So our center is -1 and -1. Our letter A is number 2. So -1 minus 2. So this is -1. Add 2 to the left. -1, -2, -3. So this is gonna be -3, -1. Again, on the right side, -1, 0, 1. So this is gonna be 1, -1. And lastly, up and down. RB is number 1. So -1, starting from here, up, -1, 0. So this is -1, 0, -1 to down, -1, -2. This is -1, -2. Now, the foci. Starting from here, -1 plus 1.73 something to the left. The answer is -2.73, others, etc., and -1. On the other side, -1 minus -1, then -1, 0, then 7.3. So this is 0.73 dot dot, because there are other numbers, and -1. Now that's how you find the vertices, and foci. Let's write it down. Our vertices is -3, -3, and -1, +1, and -1. Our co-vertices is -1, 0. Lastly, -1, -2. And then the foci, -2.73 dot dot dot, and -1. Other 0.73 dot dot dot, -1. Yeah, that's right. That's how you define the ellipse using the standard form. That's all, guys. Thank you.